What is up? Am I muted?
No, I can hear you.
I don't hear me. What's up, Arsenal family?
I hear you.
Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well today. Hope things are all right. Got another special guest with me again today.
Woo!
At what point are you not a special guest anymore? You're just
3 weeks in a row.
all right. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Hey, check my headphone dial or something. I got nothing. I can't hear any. There now I can hear it.
There we go.
Hey, all right.
I didn't have
now.
I didn't have the
Now just hit all the
listening
greens.
button
Turn them
on.
all
Yeah.
off.
Huh?
All the little green buttons. Just turn those off, and we should be good. No, off.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
All right, we're good. So what's up? Who's here? Let us know if you're here in the chats. I gotta pull this up. We got some fun stuff we're gonna talk about today. Holy moly, we're gonna talk about it. I have anxiety about this talk today.
Yeah. That's on par.
We're gonna have some talks about the message from this last week. Maybe talk about some anxiety, worry stuff. Get into some of those questions, but before that, we'll ask a fun question. We'll have some fun. Mia, what's up? Welcome. Mia's here. She said, awesome. I get to catch the chat today. Just got in from work.
Nice.
Got a 5:30 staff meeting, so at least check out the first half. Yeah, 4:30 your time, or 4:30 our time, I guess, huh? We may make this one a little short today. I've got Jaden has a football game. Jaden's my oldest son. He's got a football game today, so
A stud.
Hey, last game, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if I told you.
Breaking news.
Jaden got an interception last week, so that was pretty awesome. He plays free safety, so he's not on Facebook. He may be on YouTube, but he's probably on the bus on his way to. They're playing South San High School today, so they're going to be playing down here. So pretty excited. He was mad at me because he got an interception and I didn't video it. I forgot
That's
to.
the worst.
I didn't video it, and it's JV, so like they don't have the video cameras like varsity does, and so poor dude, like no video evidence that it actually happened.
He has to get another one this week.
That's what I told him. I said you gotta get another one, and we'll be ready. We'll put a camera on you. I need to actually take a tripod and a camera or something, so I don't have to worry about it. I just
just let it ride.
Yeah. Is there something I can buy that attaches to his helmet and the camera will just follow him? That would be cool. No.
Well, I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah.
Just don't know yet.
I don't know if I'm ready to invest that kind of money yet. But what's up? So Mia's here. Maddie's here. Hey. She said they're usually just a few minutes late, so just hang in there.
That's how we roll.
Hey, we got here. We're here in time. Close to on time. But I think so Rob is out again. So he's not here to check us. So we just get to have some fun. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump into the first question. One World, what's up? Welcome. One World said Southtown versus Northtown. Southtown all day long. And we're red and black.
And you're repping.
I am. But we need to actually. I didn't have enough time today. What I was gonna do was. You don't even know this, Demarcus. This is breaking news. We need a breaking news button. I'm actually going to remake these Southtown hoodies because we ran out and everybody wants some more. I lost my white one. We did them in white with black lettering.
I've never seen it.
And I lost it, and I need another one. So if for no other reason, I want to make me another white one. But I think I'm going to make some more, and I was going to throw them. I think what we're going to do with these is actually do a pre-order.
Yeah.
So I'll throw them on the website. Hopefully this week I'll get them on the website. And we'll do a pre-order of Southtown hoodies because it's hoodie season in San Antonio, at least for the next few days,
right.
Until the temperature goes back to something else. But
on Christmas it hits 90.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go. We're gonna throw up question number one. Anybody who's over on. Rob said, I'm here. Oh, man. He's still here. It's like when mom and dad are watching. No, I'm just kidding. Rob's here. Rob, what up? We miss you. We wish you were here with us. But Brittany is on Facebook as well. She said she'll buy another one. Cheers to that. I got a cream soda today. A little different.
I got the classic
And
Coke.
I don't know if you guys, if you were here last week, you heard about this incredible dessert. Do you call candy bars desserts? It's just a candy bar. This awesome candy bar, Hershey's Cookies and Cream. One that
Probably a snack. More
Demarcus and I both like. So we stopped at the gas station on the way back and grabbed a couple of those. So here we go. We're going to go into question number 1. Wait, I'm in the wrong. Here we go. It's hard. Demarcus is usually running these 1s and 2s while Rob and I are up here. So now we're back to me having to run it, which is tough. But here we go. All right, so number 1, I guess, is not really a question. It's more of a statement. It's a statement being made. Or it's I guess it is. It's a task. It's asking you to do something. So here we go. So number 1, we're going to do this. Name 3 celebrities. That's a lot. Name 3 celebrities that you admire. Admire, not like it's an interesting way to put this. Demarcus came up with the question this week. So name 3 celebrities that you admire. You came up with this. Do you have 3 that you admire? No.
No, so I saw the question and I knew of 1. And I was like, I think this would be a good one, but I didn't think of the other 2.
That's why I think 3's tough. But what do you got? What's number 1?
All right, so my number 1 is kind of out there. And whenever I first say it, there'll probably be a couple eyebrows raised. But Shia LaBeouf is actually an individual that I admire. There's a lot into it.
Yeah.
But he does like a lot of what is it? It's like a certain type of art, or performance art.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of performance art, and a lot of it was like stuff that like I'm like very, I don't know, just intrigued by, and a lot of it had to do with just kind of being vulnerable and real. And and then there's a while there where he kind of went downhill, and and I don't know, I feel like he kind of made a comeback, honestly, and not many people know because it's just kind of like Hollywood has kind of like kicked him off to the side,
right?
But yeah, he came out with a couple movies since kind of that downfall, and there's a movie called Honey Boy, highly recommend it.
Honey Boy,
yeah, it's interesting because it's a film about him as a kid. And like in the film, he's playing his dad.
Oh wow!
And like his dad was abusive. It's like a whole thing, and it was like a super like therapeutic thing. So I think for someone to do that and like play their abuser, kind of like I don't know, like pretty cool. I think.
Yeah, that's Honey Boy. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's really good.
He was in one not too long ago.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yeah,
that was a really good one too.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
that one's kind of I liked that one. It was deep.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Mia did ask like what is considered a celebrity.
That's a good question.
I guess these days folks are mostly YouTube celebrities. Yeah, I mean I think that works too.
Yeah.
There's celebrities in different ways. Did celebrity pastors count? Is that a
It could, yeah.
Yeah, so man, celebrity that I admire. I feel like you had a really good one.
Yeah, because I came up with the question.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it'd be admire, but I enjoy like watching stuff from The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
I just feel like that guy has gone from like he was a stud in college football, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he like
played at Miami.
Is that a team? Is that a football team?
Quit playing, man.
Yeah, he played the U. He played for the Hurricanes. And then did he go pro, or he got hurt?
I don't really know. I think he went pro for a little bit,
but didn't. Like nothing happened, and then he went into wrestling and like was like the Rock, right? Like that was the guy, and then like transitioned into movies and acting, and he's like the highest paid celebrity now, or highest paid like movie star now, and I don't know, man. Like I like The Rock, I think, and I like he's got a daughter, And so he'll put videos sometimes up with him and his daughter doing stuff, and it's just funny to watch like The Rock like getting his
just
like
be The Rock
fingernails painted by his daughter.
Yeah.
like
it's like
that's
260.
Yeah, it's like The Rock.
Did you see he like supposedly ripped off the gate of his front house? Did you hear about that?
No. Rob said he played in the CFL.
Oh,
He played in the CFL.
I thought he played in the NFL.
Yeah. I didn't think he made it to the NFL, but yeah. So interesting. Madi said, it's hard to read.
AOC.
Mindi Kaling.
Let me see.
That's
Mindi. Is that the chick? Nah, I want to say from The Office.
I think
I have no idea.
I think I know who it is, but
Pink. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, Pink. I've always known Madi. Yeah, that's who I thought it was.
Okay, yeah, from The Office.
Yeah,
Kelly.
she's in The Office. Yeah, so she likes Mindi.
I'm curious as to why.
Yeah, why Mindi? Like, what? You didn't ask that. You just said name 3 celebrities you admire.
Sorry,
but what?
but
for what reason?
Yeah.
Mindi, Pink. Madi's always liked Pink. Like, she's just because it's Pink. Like, she's not like your like typical like girly girl.
Yeah.
Like, she can be girly,
but
she's also like just kind of a. Can I say a bad A?
I was thinking it. I was thinking about it. I'm not going to bring it up.
That's all strong women, Madi said. Yeah,
for sure.
I could see that. And an AOC, she said, which
it's too much to type.
AOC's interesting. We were just talking about this. I watched a documentary on Netflix, and regardless of politics, because I know she's like super far left.
Yeah.
Like, and so I get it, like super polarizing for a lot of people. But her story is crazy.
Undeniable.
Like, she was a waitress, like bartender, and now and then like the next year she's a representative in the House. Like, wild. I don't know if it's the best route for everybody that's in our like Senate, but
good place to start.
But she and to get there was like beating like a long time like sitting Democratic representative. He'd been there for like 20 something years, so it was even crazy for her to do that. So yeah, I could see that. Brittany said, like, on TV celebrities and musicians, or could authors? Guys, you're just asking too many questions. Just celebrities, just anybody, just whoever you think's a celebrity. If you want to say Father, Son, and Holy Spirit like KC did, then you can say that. We'll let that go. Whoever you consider a celebrity. But yeah, Madi says too much to type, but all strong women. Oh, you said that already. Let's see. Rob hadn't said anybody.
Yeah, I'm curious, Rob. What do you got? I know you're watching.
He probably hopped off. Casey, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
okay. Who else? Name 3 celebrities that you admire.
You had The Rock. Who else you got?
The Rock. I was watching something the other day on an interview that Matthew McConaughey was doing. And as much as I don't like him because he's a Longhorn, he was doing some cool stuff, but he was talking about like how he felt like he'd kind of been pigeonholed in like the guy that's in like rom-com movies.
Okay, yeah.
And it was just interesting, like he's trying to like transition out of that or like reinvent and be like, no, I don't have to just do this. And he was talking about how he got offered a movie, and like when the script came in, he said the script was all right, and it was like $8.5 million to do the movie, and he was like, no, like I'm trying to get out of this. No, they came back at like 12.5. He's like, no. And then he was like, at 14.5 million, it came back, and the script was just way better. He's like, it's the exact same script, but at 14.5 million, it was just much better. But he was like, but I turned it down because I'm trying to move in a different direction. So like there's just some, I think, admirable things there where it's like, man, like he knows he wants to transition into something else.
Yeah.
Like to turn down $14.5 million, like I wouldn't turn that down for, you know, like I'm in. Like, what do I got to do?
He's actually, Matthew McConaughey is actually in my favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies, Interstellar.
Oh yeah.
Like that movie, like it's like 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's so long.
But like I like to this day can always sit down and watch it.
Have you seen Tenet?
I haven't.
Because that's another same guy, right?
I'm not too sure.
Same guy that did it.
But I know it's like kind of like time warping type of like movie. So yeah, one of my friends, I know you said you like Tenet, but one of my buddies this past week, I was like, yeah, it sucked.
It was all right. Like, I mean, there was a lot to it.
Yeah.
And
that's what he told me.
But I think I've told you this before. Like, when it comes to movies, like if it can entertain me enough, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I got to go spend a couple hours being entertained by a movie. I'm not in like a spot where I'm like, oh man, I got to get out of here. So, yeah, I'm not much of a movie critic.
Yeah.
That's not typically what I do.
Are you a movie guy?
I do. I love movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
For that.
And that's why I say, like, I can just sit down and watch a movie and I'm good. Especially with Tenet, like it's super active.
Okay. Yeah.
If it's boring, then I might turn it off. But
what's that one movie? It's with Inception. Have you seen Inception? How'd you feel about that?
I don't even remember.
You gotta go back and watch it. Inception, the ending to that movie, like I watched it for the first time, I think over quarantine or right before like COVID actually hit during spring break. And like middle of the night, like me and my friend are like losing our minds. Like, what the? It's crazy. The ending is like really good.
One World said right now, Rob, Chad, and Demarcus are the 3 celebrities he admires.
Nice.
Yes.
I wouldn't consider myself a celebrity. Hey.
Me either.
I'll take it.
Yeah. We did say you can pick whoever you want. Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, and B. Watts.
Come on.
Yes. Hey, there's one thing those 3 guys have in common, and that is drive. They are they're motivated and they've got drive. So I'm with that. I like Bieber. I'm a believer. I'll go ahead and say it. I ain't no shame in my game. I like it. Some of his new songs that came out, I really like. And him talking about he's another one that's like the dude was famous at like 13, and so we've got to watch him grow up. In his 20s, he made some really stupid decisions.
Yeah,
he got killed for it, media wise and stuff. And some of it, I mean, likely like should have. But I feel like he's made kind of grown up, made a transition, and is maturing. And in his new song, is it Lonely?
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Yeah,
where he talks about like you would know, like you'd be in my shoes basically if you were famous, had all the money in the world as a teenager.
Yeah.
Like then you can be like, hey, you did this wrong or whatever. But
yeah,
like, and he talks about how I had nobody to talk to. Like, who do you talk? Like, there's nobody, like, very few people that he could talk to about his problems.
Yeah,
and you don't know. Like, we still don't know as adults how to talk about our problems. So much less a 15-year-old kid who everybody like idols.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because like even him, you know, with so much money, like in a sense, he can run from his problems. You know, with us, like, well, for me, I'm speaking for myself. Like, I don't have as much money, so I really can't have to deal with those things. So for him, it's like, you know, the more you run from those problems with, you know, because you have the money, the deeper you're going to get into it.
Yeah.
So for him to come back from that, like, you know, what it seems like is like doing way better.
Yeah.
Super dope.
I agree.
So. Friend from high school said, hey, Amy. How's it going, Amy?
All right. Said, hope you're doing good. God bless you. Austin Blue, what's up? Austin Blue's on here. He said Demarcus. Demarcus. Rob said this guy. Is KC, are you trying to say KC or Austin is your celebrity crush? Or I mean the celebrity you admire. All right. Next one. We'll move on from that one. One World said Holy is really good. I like Holy too.
Wait, before we move on, I just want to put this out there that Justin Bieber did not write Holy. my guy John Bellion wrote it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I found that out, I was like,
John Bellion's dope.
dude,
I'm a big John Bellion fan.
Yeah, so am I, 100%.
Why are you trying?
I'm just putting that out there. I just want credit to be given where it's due.
I feel like we do have some similar like music tastes, like John Bellion,
Chance. You like Chance?
Chance, Kings K.
Yeah, I love Kings K.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you were like, hey man, I'm going to a concert, do you want to go? I'd probably be like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
like you may have some offshoots. I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
2021.
But 2021 when concerts come back. All right, let's go this next one. Oh, you know what I didn't do?
I think we'll be all right.
Oh, I don't think so. All right. It is 4:30. I'm gonna skip a question. Just so we can get through this, and I gotta get to a football game. So let's get a little more serious. How about that? We're trying to talk about who we admire, but we're gonna jump into some stuff that kind of is based off of what we talked about last Sunday on anxiety and worry, and kind of how do we deal with that, especially as new creations in Christ. What's that look like? So this question here, it assumes that you deal with anxiety. Yeah. But the reality is, in life, I think we all deal with anxiety at some point. I mean, in psychology, they would say that like the daily struggle of anxiety and worry is a thing for basically everybody. So if you don't deal with anxiety or worry, put that in the chat and let us know how you do that.
Teach us, please help.
But here's the question is, what is something you like to do when you feel anxiety is creeping in? When you feel anxiety or worry, when you're at a place where you're beginning to get anxious, you know you're getting anxious, like what is something you like to do to help you kind of deal with that, or maybe like meet it head on before it takes over, or before it takes off? Like what is something you like to do when you feel anxiety creeping in, or you feel anxious? What do you got? While we're talking about that, Brittany finally answered. She said Judah Akers, Sarah Bessie, and Glennon Doyle. She said, but that was really hard. Amy said working out and listening to music for sure.
100%. On that note, I think those two for sure are like some of my go-tos. And I think like really working out, because I don't know, just like I feel like whenever I'm anxious, like I want to move around, like it's just, so like being able to kind of work out, clear your mind, and almost like exhaust yourself of that energy kind of leaves no room to like feel anxious, at least for me. And just having those like chemicals, like feeling good, just kind of flowing through the body really help. And with music, like throwing some Kings K and just kind of ride out. Like, I don't know. So I think those two for sure.
Music definitely does it. I know. I don't even have to see the post or the comment, but I know One World Music's gonna say, listen to music. I know that is a key there. But I think music, working out. I mean, all of those, music and working out for sure. Like they release dopamines, right? So it kind of helps with the step in the direction of getting your body into a good place that helps with anxiety. Austin Blue said, call Chad for coffee. Let's go. Yeah. Anytime. I love it. That's therapeutic for me. I get to go and listen and talk and share. And so, coffee with friends, I'd say that's a big one for me.
For sure.
And I mean, spending time with people. Sometimes, One World said I eat a lot. That's a thing. Like, I think eating could be part of it. Trying to think what else when anxiety creeps in. Because I don't work out. I should. I used to. You know what I used to do, and I haven't. We were just talking about this a little bit ago. Going for a ride on my motorcycle was always just like therapeutic, and I miss that. I miss being able to like hop on the bike and just go hit the street and drive the speed limit. But that was always pretty therapeutic for me for sure. One World said, I like to eat a lot and music for sure. I knew it. What is something else? What the rest of you, what do you do to help you kind of feel when you feel anxiety creeping in? What's something you do that kind of helps with that? I like to spend time around people, so that's like where like maybe coffee shops or something like that might help. And honestly, like I'm more and more, I think. I'm like one of them was like turn off Facebook. that helped me. I felt anxiety creeping in. I can just turn it off. That's been a big one. Another thing, like this morning, I was on a Zoom call with like a group of pastors, and kind of, I mean, what Austin's talking about, just getting together with people that understand where I'm at and understand like whatever pressures there might be or what lies I might be hearing, what struggles I might have, and like just getting on that Zoom call with that group and being able to realize that I'm not the only one. Yeah. And then really the thing I like about this group of pastors is they all understand and teach New Covenant, and so like being able to talk through like, hey, this is what it means to be a new creation in Christ. This is what the New Covenant means for us, and this is like the blessings that we have from that. And it helps with some of the like negative thoughts, like anxiety and worry. I think I talked about this on Sunday. Psychology says anxiety and worry is like it's creating an imaginary, like in your mind, it's imaginary drama that is being created. So it's looking ahead and creating drama over something that's not even real, or that may not come true, like may not actually happen. So,
I think
it's like Casey, quick, make music and write about it. Casey said,
and then
Rob said, drive, walk, clean, eat, binge watch, deep breaths. Binge watch is a big one. Actually, there's two. Binge watching, like just sitting down and just like watching TV, but really like, I haven't done this lately, but Madi knew when I was just kind of stressed, or had a day that was like, took a lot of just mind and like just a lot of thinking. And maybe I had like a lot of meetings and I was just worn out. I would come home, throw the PlayStation on, and I would play PlayStation. And I haven't done that in a while, but just cause it was kind of mind numbing. Like I'd put on like 2K and play some basketball, or Madden, play some football, and just it doesn't take a whole lot of like.
That's interesting.
Like mind work.
Yeah. So like, all right, that's interesting because I think, in a sense, the way that I was thinking about it was like a little bit different. And like, so like you're just kind of using your different examples, and just examples that others have shared is for me like kind of stepping outside of like, whenever like I'm feeling anxious, like what I do is kind of like, so you're just saying like, we get anxious when we look forward to things and kind of make things up. So for me, whenever I have a conversation with someone, like, hey man, I'm feeling anxious, I feel like with that, like I'm actually like stepping outside of like the world that like I'm in, and just kind of like evaluating everything,
gotcha.
Instead of like kind of being consumed by it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just kind of removing myself from that and kind of looking into it. Whereas to what you just said, like sitting in front of a TV and just kind of like almost being so into the moment, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're not even thinking about it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Because
for me,
if that made sense.
For me, and the people around me are, and I mean, I say this all the time. I feel like I deal with some ADHD probably, maybe a little bit. But one of the things that means, and one of the reasons I think it is probably something I do deal with is like my mind is constantly going. Like ADHD is like over attention. Like your attention's like so on so many different things, and so I think for me, like to just like mind numb on a video game, like it turns off my thinking for a little bit and like stops it, and it doesn't really fix the anxiety. It's not like a fix for it, right? It honestly, it's just a coping thing. It's just like medicine. This isn't going to fix it, but it may allow me to like take a break, and when I come back to it, realize that like, oh, that's not as big a deal as I was making it out to be, or or like, oh, like it's gonna be okay. Like I don't have to worry about that. I don't know. So I kind of like, mind numb on something else. It's like because if I go for a walk, if I like Rob said, go for a walk or for a drive. If I go for a walk, like I'm going to just think.
Yeah.
Like my mind is just going to be like racing on the things that I need to fix, the things I need to do.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But they're not. I mean, Brittany just said it. My unhealthy coping is definitely binging Netflix and numbing out, and that's what it is. That's my unhealthy. The healthy one is when I'm on like a Zoom call with the pastors or having conversations where we're like, I can step back and be like, hey man, this is what I'm feeling. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm struggling with. Yeah. With those around me. Brittany also said spending time with Shine or my community recenters me. I try to focus on my breath and list things I'm grateful for. If it hits suddenly and I have to still be present, like at work. I'd say like that's what I was gonna say. Like this morning, I had to run a couple errands and I had Yara with me, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just stop at the Pearl and go just run around the Pearl with Yara. Like we got some Chick-fil-A, took it to the Pearl and sat down, ate some food, and then I just kind of like chased her around, like let her run. I grabbed the camera, so I took some photos and like videos, but for me, it was more just like watching her. Like she gets so excited about anything. Yeah. So like little birds on the ground, she's like, oh, like fly, fly, fly. So just like kind of hanging out with her and watching her is fun. Yeah. And that kind of refocuses me. I'm not thinking about work.
It's like restful.
Yeah. It's not like, oh man, like it's not thinking about work or finances or like anything else that I got to worry about. It's like, oh man, I'm chasing my daughter around. Yeah. So that was fun.
That's cool.
Brittany, I'm also starting counseling again soon, so that will be huge.
Big fan of counseling.
Yeah.
For sure. So
I noticed this week. So in a moment of honesty, I said I'm a big fan of like Jesus plus a therapist. If I'm being real, I'm a big fan of Jesus plus a therapist for everybody else.
But yourself.
but I don't have a therapist. Like I've only done counseling a couple times, so like I kind of checked myself after that, and I was like, am I really?
Yeah.
Like I do believe in it. I think it's something good for everybody else, and maybe it'd be good for me. I just don't do it.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why. I think part of it is like, man, I don't have time to go do that. I'm worried about other stuff not getting done. So yeah, there's my moment of realization and honesty from this last week. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Casey said long drives. He said some alcohol, weed, and music. Casey, you don't live in a state that weed is legal. If it's legal, like we can have a conversation.
He lives in his own state.
He lives in his own state of mind. I mean, to each their own on that. I think it's, they're proving that it has some medicinal things, that help with anxiety and stuff like that. So, if you've got a prescription for that, Casey, in Texas, that's probably good. But alcohol, I don't know if I like. I mean, I'll partake in some alcohol occasionally, but I don't think that it's.
I heard from friends. Huh?
I don't know that I. Like, I don't think it's something that I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling anxious, I'm gonna have a drink.
Yeah.
Like it's, if anything, it's more like, oh, there's people over. Like we'll
turn up.
Yeah. Oh, Casey said I heard from friends. Gotcha. I see what you did there. So, all right. Next question. This will be the last one because I have to get out of here. Got to go watch an interception happen, and I got 17%.
Yeah, I'm about to say around 17. It went down fast.
Which one here we go. We'll ask this one.
Yeah, that'll be good.
All right. In that same vein, in that same conversation, what are some practical ways to follow the words? This last week we talked about Jesus says, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will have its own worries. Be focused on today. So What are some practical ways to follow the words of Jesus when he says, "Don't worry about tomorrow, but focus on today"? What do you got for some like practical ways of doing that?
Oh man, practical ways.
You asked the question.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I do that a lot where like I ask like really good questions and then someone like comes back with the same exact question that I came up with. I'm just like,
what are some practical ways to follow the words of Jesus when you say, "Don't worry about tomorrow"? When he says, "Don't worry about tomorrow."
Man, gonna sound kind of cliche, but I think, man, like just look up and look around. And I mean I think that ties into kind of the idea of being present. And we talk about that. We've been talking about that a lot recently.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I bring it up again because I just think it's so true. Like just like kind of just being present in the moment, looking around, kind of counting your blessings. You know, Brittany wrote earlier, like writing down things that she's grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And because again, like me personally can get easily like consumed by school, work, relationships, like what I'm gonna do after I graduate.
Right.
Instead of just like kind of being in this moment now and like talking with like, you know, like people that I'm with now and just being grateful. So yeah, again, I think just looking up and just kind of looking around.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think like in that kind of same vein, like just getting out, like that's where like I think getting out of like the circumstance, maybe like getting out of the city, going out, like being able to see some stars and just enjoy kind of the fresh air. I think just reminds you of how big God is. I think, I mean, even that, like practical ways, even that, like spending time with the kiddos, spending time with Marty and the kids, and just being like, you know what, like we're gonna focus here right now, and you know, maybe I'm not gonna fix everything by tomorrow, and that's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
and just I'm gonna focus on what we've got here.
It's a tricky balance because then you also don't want to neglect.
It is like
responsibilities.
So like, and sometimes I have to like, I make that decision, right? So, well, like Saturday. So I shot my sermon on Saturday, and part of that was like, all right, kind of pushing it off, and then it was like, man, I don't want to like spend all day just working on Saturday because everybody's home, the kids are home, so we went and spent some time together and hung out with the kids and did all that. And then when they went to bed, I came up here. So I got up here like after 8, like 8:30, shot the sermon, and then got home like a little after 10, and then had to edit it because it had to go out the next morning. So I was up late. I stayed up really late. I think I went to bed till like 6 that morning. But I knew I had to get it done. It was getting like I couldn't just push it off completely. But putting it aside and being like, no, I'm gonna hang out here.
Yeah, kind of making sacrifices, honestly.
Yeah.
So.
And then I mean, again, I think some of those practical ways are like spending time with people around me that are gonna remind me of some truths, remind me of that like biblical truth that Jesus is talking about there.
See what Rob said?
Be in the moment. The most important person is the one I'm talking to. Focus on what I enjoy about the thing I'm currently doing. Not that I always do that well not that I always do well at this. No, I think that's tough, but I think it's real. Like trying to focus on that. Hey, do me a favor. In my backpack, grab my power cord. We don't want to lose this. One World said you should check Sparrows by Jason Gray. It addresses this about worrying about tomorrow. Of course, Sparrows by Corey Asbury. Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't heard Jason Gray's, but I have heard Corey's. And I agree. I think the whole point there is like Jesus is saying, hey, the birds don't have to worry about what they eat, right? So why do you don't think God cares enough about you that you shouldn't have to worry about these things? But that's good. I need to check those out. Casey said meditation. I like to sit still and not speak. That's a good one. I think practicing meditation and kind of recentering yourself in prayer and prayer being like, listening. is a big one. So there we go. We got power now. We're good.
Sweet.
I think that's a big one. And just listening, like sitting, not speaking, listening, like maybe listening to God, just listening to, or just being silent, just enjoying the silence and kind of working through that. So that's a very good one. Another one I like to do is, especially if I'm like worried about like our finances and stuff for the month. I'm like, you know what? Don't worry about tomorrow. It'll be provided for. And so I go shopping and I'll just go buy something.
I wouldn't recommend it.
You don't like that one?
Nah.
No?
Yeah. Like, all right, I would say this. For me, I can do that slightly.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm straight up, I go, hey, mom, dad, right? I made some poor choices. But you, my guy.
Yeah. Calling dad at 38 is tough.
Yeah.
I'm not beyond it, but but it can be tough.
Yeah.
The bad thing is when Maudie and I both make that choice and we're like, you know what? We're just going to go shopping. The bills will figure themselves out tomorrow. Yeah. Today we're going shopping. What is Casey? I'm going to ban you. Okay, then rock myself back and forth and whip myself. What are you, a monk? Oh, God. This guy. Somebody take Casey's phone from him. Alex, what's up? You missed the whole thing, man. We've been here almost an hour. What do you think? We're asking a question. What are some practical ways to follow the words of Jesus when he says, don't worry about tomorrow? What's some practical things you do? I bet Alex writes some music.
I would say, I think another thing that I'm thinking about is kind of the opposite of anxiety. Like, again, when we feel anxious, we're typically thinking of things that may happen or may not happen.
Yeah.
But I think for me, one thing that I do is I do the opposite of that. I look back and in a sense, just kind of see what God has done and it's like him just consistently showing up in this situation, in that situation.
Yeah.
And just kind of like remembering who he is. I think that's another one. It's just kind of saying like, man, he's faithful to get me through. So therefore I don't have to worry about, that conversation or this or that. So I think, yeah, like looking back and kind of
that's a big one. I think we do that. I've done that like during this time of like the church and COVID and the building. There's been times where I'm like, man, are we gonna be able to do any remodel? Are we gonna be able to do anything like that? Is the church gonna be around? Are people gonna be here? And literally looking at the building and being like this was a free building. Yeah. Like God obviously is doing something. So just like reminding myself, like, I don't know, he's doing something here. Yeah. If we were just like didn't have anything and nothing, like, but there's still life in this. And so that's always, looking back and remembering those blessings, right, has been big. What's Chant say? When the praises go up, the blessings come down.
I don't.
That's bad theology.
I don't not necessarily.
I think gratitude helps with that, though, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's 4:50. We gotta get off here.
Let's go.
Gotta get to a football game, Texas football, and this is perfect football weather too.
It really is. Really is. Well, it depends. If it gets a little colder, it starts to hurt.
Yeah. It stings a little bit when you get hit.
That's perfect.
That's perfect football weather.
Nah.
Yeah. Reminds you where you're at. It centers you in the present.
Right. Feel the sting. Feel the burn.
Alex said, just do it. Don't base it off feelings. Most of the time I feel like worrying will change my situation. It doesn't. Trust his words. That's faith. Let's go and let go and let God. Yeah, just kind of stepping into it. One world. When we say in the Lord's Prayer, give us our daily bread. That's it. Not tomorrow's bread for every day. It's just its own. Yeah, just today.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. Alex, you did. He said, I really missed everything. But you're probably working. I mean, I get it. We do this at a weird time. We do it at 4 o'clock. Maybe we'll push this later or something at some point.
Late night edition.
Yeah, we should do a late night edition. But I'm going to get out of here. Go watch some football. Hopefully Jaden gets another interception and I record it this time. But we love you guys. We will see you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. We'll see you Sunday at 11. A couple new things coming out hopefully this next week that we'll tell you about. So love you guys. We will see you next time. Thanks for chatting. All right. Have a good day. Later.
We out.